What is up, guys? Dzeeff here, and today is pretty exciting because there's a new ban list apparently, and I know nothing about this ban list. I know none of the cards. The only information that I had about it is that my friend texted me and said, I'm not going to spoil it, but this ban list looks like you made it, so I'm really excited to see what's going on here. I do apologize for how my hair looks because I'm currently 12 weeks overdue for a haircut, so don't take that too seriously. It's hopefully going to get cut in a few weeks here, but anyway, let's take a look at this ban list. And I just want to say here before we get to here, I was a little bit surprised to hear that a ban list actually was coming out. I mentioned that in my ban list prediction video because there aren't really that many events right now. I mean, we have remote dueling and that's pretty fun, and I've actually done a couple of those myself already and it was really exciting, but there's no like big events for a while, so this is sort of just like a ban list that's mainly for the online players, which is cool, but it's still a little bit surprising. Anyway, okay, here we go. I'm excited. Let's click it. The ban list day is always the most exciting day for current Yu-Gi-Oh players and ex-Yu-Gi-Oh players and competitive players and casual players. It really is just like so much fun. So let's take a look at what's going on. Holy crap, it's a lot of bans. Okay, first off, the next update will be after no sooner than June for wait. Is this the old ban list? This is the old ban list. Did I get baited, chat? This happened last time. It seems to not update on the US site first. So let's open the UK site. Even though I think their ban list looks a little bit worse because it's like this. Okay, so there is a ban list. Okay, I was like, it's not updated on the US site yet, which kind of sucks because this one, I don't know, this is too bright for me. This yellow is like highlighter yellow. Anyway, so this is effective from June 15th, so 1 week from today, and the next update will be no sooner than September 1st, 2020. So we have this ban list for the entire summer, and yeah, let's just jump right in here. Let's scroll down. Okay, no bans. Is there not a single ban? Or did I miss something? No, none of these cards, there's no new bans. That's really weird. Has that even ever happened in recent memory? There's zero bans. That is very strange. Okay. I guess it's not a ban list, it's a and no wait, okay. I don't no bans. Zero bans. No limits. Zero limits. No semi-limits. The only 3 changes on the entire list is Multi-Faker to 3, Unicorn to 3, or sorry, Unicorn to 3, and Ritual Beast Ulti Canohawk to 3. Those are the only 3 changes on the entire list. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. I think what happened here is that they didn't really want to make any big format changes because there aren't any events going on. So they just said, you know, we'll just take some things off the ban list, and the things that they decided to choose, I can now see why my friend Ricky said it was tailor-made for me, because Multi-Faker is back at 3. That is a huge deal. I really wanted 2 Multi-Fakers for the longest time. It's been about a year since Multi-Faker went to 1, right? I mean, a little bit under a year, but we've had 1 Multi-Faker for a while. I think that Altergeist have sort of proven that while they can still compete with 1 Multi-Faker, I mean, the other Multi-Fakers were holding me back, but while they still can compete with 1 Multi-Faker, it is definitely harder to keep up with the top strategies, especially right now. I've mentioned this before in live streams when I've played against a deck, but when you're playing against Eldritch with an Altergeist deck, it really hurts to get that Multi-Faker banished by the Hakero. That's a pretty big deal, and it really just makes it impossible to win those matchups, and so that's pretty cool to have it back at 3 copies per deck. I do wonder, and this is kind of out there, but I do kind of wonder here if Altergeist Multi-Faker going to 3 is any indication that we maybe will be getting Altergeist Pukari sooner rather than later. That would certainly be a reason to release this thing to 3 copies per deck, just to let players have a full power Altergeist with Pukari at 3 and Multi-Faker at 3. I'm not really sure if that will happen, but this does make a pretty significant difference though, having just extra copies of Multi-Faker. It means you're going to open it a lot more, so you're not so reliant on searching it with Mulseek, you're not so reliant on searching it with spoofing. So this is actually a pretty big change. Oh, and one final thing here that I just want to note is that I no longer will ever be tempted to play Sanguine in my Altergeist deck ever again. Maybe if Multifaker was at 2, I could argue, okay, I guess I want the third copy, but with Multifaker going from 1 to 3 and with Sanguine acting as like a second copy of Multifaker, there is no reason to play that card ever again. So rest in peace, Sanguine. It was always there tempting me, just put it in the deck, it'll be valuable someday, and it never really worked ever in any of the tournaments that I ever played it in. Even though I topped with it, it never worked, and now I can just say for sure I will never be tempted to play Sanguine ever again unless Multifaker goes to 1 immediately on the next ban list. Necroz of Unicorn to 3, I think people have been asking for that for a long time. Is Necroz at like full power now? There's no other Necroz cards that are banned. I'm trying to think. Preparation of Rites is at 3. Is Shrit at 3? I think that card just went to 3, right? Yeah. So I think Necroz is back at full power. I'm probably missing, well, they don't have Jin obviously, but I think all the Necroz cards are now, yeah, all the Necroz cards are now off the ban list, because we had Brio go back, we had obviously Shriek go back. So I guess Necroz are back sort of at full power, although they're obviously like not as good in the metagame as they were back when they were actually like a tier 0 strategy, tier 1 strategy. For Ritual Beast ulti Canahawk, I mean, I'm a little bit surprised about this, but it makes sense. You know, I'm surprised because Ritual Beast kind of seems like a deck that might be crazy in Master Rule 5, but I'm not surprised because a lot of people have been asking for this card to go back to 3 for a long time. Actually, on that video that I made a couple days ago, or maybe like last week or something, that was like cards you forgot were limited, I got a few comments from Ritual Beast fans saying everyone forget Ulti Canahawk is limited. Now it's not. So this is kind of weird though, because obviously none of my ban list predictions came true, only because, and I should have screwed up everyone, I don't think anyone would have ever predicted like any of these changes, and if they did, they were going to predict other things too. This ban list is really interesting. It'll go down in history books as like one of, if not the smallest ban lists in Yu-Gi-Oh's history, unless this is like not updating or something, but I really think that they just went out here and made some changes to make people able to play decks that maybe were hit a lot more. I will say, can I say one? Okay, I think this ban list is good, but I will say, little surprised that with these unlimits of these cards that have been limited for a little while now, sometimes more than a little while in the case of Ulti Canahawk and Unicorn, these cards that have been limited for rogue strategies now going to 3, I'm just a little surprised that Totally Awesome as well as ABC Dragon Buster did not go to 3 or even 2 on this ban list. Those are kind of in the same category of these 3 decks that have now been unlimited on the ban list. They're just rogue strategies that people really like, that have a huge fan following, and little surprised that those cards didn't go to unlimited on this ban list alongside these other 3 options. Anyway, can we expect the June Altergeist deck profile? I mean, I actually don't even own 3 copies of Multifaker that are in the same rarity anymore. Well, I guess I have, you can even see, I have these ones behind me that are in the ultra rare, but I have one European Prismatic, which is one that you've seen me use so far. I actually did pick up a second Prismatic, but it's not the European version, so it looks a little different. Never in a million years did I anticipate Multifaker going to 3 in less than a year's time. That was just like never in my wildest dreams. And I just want to say I went back to the North American website just to double check if it had been updated on that site, and it looks like it has, and I was pretty sure that by the time the video got uploaded that would be updated on here, but it is even by the time that I'm still recording the video. And yes, we can now confirm that for everyone there are no hits on the entire ban list, and the only 3 changes are these cards going to 3 copies per deck. Oh, and I just want to say here, as crazy as it sounds, I don't think this ban list is that surprising in terms of that they didn't hit very much. I mean, in this case it hit nothing, but I would have been pretty surprised if they just completely slaughtered like all the top strategies, because those players that invested in Eldritch and Adamancipator and Christian Halki Firebacks combos, those players have not gotten a chance to use those cards in real life at physical events, and I think that Konami wants to give those players a chance to use those cards in actual tournaments. This obviously hurts players that are playing in online events and stuff like that, because yeah, the format isn't going to change that much. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's discussion video, ban list reaction video, whatever. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.